respected Dr. A. Vishkumar, Professor Emeritus Cusack, our beloved Principal, Reverend Dr. Sister Ivy, participants of NEPM 2020 who has joined with us from various parts of this country. On behalf of the entire mathematical fraternity of Sacred Heart College, Shalapuri, I welcome you all to our venture, National Enrichment Program in Mathematics. This program is envisioned as a short-term course in mathematics by the faculties of our department to keep up the spirit of mathematical learning even in the pandemic times. With math, we want the fire to you all to have that fire to fall in love with math, to keep burning, have a constant enthusiasm towards mathematics. In this 9-day program, you can watch talks of expert faculty in certain areas of maths, attempt our quizzes based on that, and at the end, you have a small test and you will be receiving an e-certificate after the successful completion. Without much delay, I would like to call our beloved principal, Reverend Dr. Sister Ivy, for the inaugural address. She herself is a prime researcher in physics and is a constant motivation force behind all our academic ventures. Sister, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. The postgraduate department, that is the postgraduate mathematics department of Sacred Heart College, is organizing a national enriching program 2020. It is a very good program for the students. And first of all, I congratulate the HOD, Madam, and all the other faculties for taking the initiative to conduct this program. And in this program, eminent faculties from all over India is taking different sessions, and I proudly announce that 3 faculties are taking sessions for this particular program. And the first session you are watching is Dr. A. Vijayakumar, the Emeritus Professor of Physics. And I believe that all the students, I think I came to know that all around more than 450 students are attending this session, and it will be really useful for all the students and also other faculty members. And the first session itself, and Sir Vijayakumar sir is introducing the different job opportunities in mathematics. And I wish all the best for this program. And first of all, again, I conclude my words by congratulating the mathematics department. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Ivy. It's my pleasure and privilege to introduce Dr. A. Vijayakumar, a name very famous in the academic world of mathematics, in the entire world, as a constant researcher in mathematics, in the field of graph theory, and a constant motivator for the students in all over the world. Proud to introduce him because I am personally his student. I am personally a student of Cochin University of Science and Technology. His works, the interactions with him, has molded me to become more confident in mathematics and to continue my studies and my research in mathematics even after marriage and having children. Thank you, sir, for being the constant motivation. I expect this section to be a very fruitful to entire student community of the country. Please make sure that you are utilizing him to the maximum. Okay, so certain instructions, students who have joined through YouTube live session, please make sure that you are writing your doubts as comments. At the end of the session, a faculty from our department will pick up all the questions to Dr. Vijay Kumar and he will be answering all your doubts. Okay? So continue your enthusiastic learning. Best wishes to all the participants. Thank you. Vijaykumar sir, please. Yes sir. Yes sir. Your presentation is now visible.
Okay, fine.
We
So
can
shall
see the
start?
presentation.
Yeah.
Audio is also
Yeah, fine. I'm using my audio.
fine. So, good afternoon to all. And let me express my sincere thanks to the management and the teachers of SH College, Chadakodi for inviting me. Especially to my own students, Smita and Lynette. And I am also happy that other student. So, without wasting much time, I will go to my presentation. Being an afternoon, you should pay homage to an inspiring teacher. Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam. So this is a great quote which I got through WhatsApp yesterday. I asked a wise man, tell me sir, in which field could I make a great? He said with a smile, be a good human being. There is a huge opportunity in this area and very little competition. This is one message which I would like to give you before I start the formal presentation. An example of a failure story. See, basically, I've been meeting students since last 35, 40 years, and most of them have a question asked to themselves, what is after all mathematics at all? What are its scopes? What are its applications? Or do you need mathematics at all other than the arithmetic that you use in your day-to-day life? You have to count the number of idlis or chapatis. The simple basic commercial mathematics that you do when you go to a grocery or some other shop. Other than that, you need mathematics. So here I present the case of Abraham Lincoln, who had so many failures, as you see, several defeats, and finally became president of the greatest country, wealthiest country in the world, United States of America, in 1860. There are, and this is a classic example which I would like to give you to make you more confident in life. I am basically a math popularizer. So this slide is about what can I do with a math degree. There are several answers given by the American Mathematical Society poster, starting from a teacher, epidemiologist. Epidemiology is a term which now we are very familiar. I am going to stress on this point. You can become a stock broker, forensic analyst, then a banker or whatnot. And there is also a relationship between mathematics and music, which I may not get time to go to. So mathematics and art, if you visit the American Mathematical Society website, www.ams.org, you find icons like math moments, math imagery, etc. As you know, these are all mathematical ideas that have been portrayed through art or sculpture or whatever you feel like. So I will concentrate naturally because of the pandemic that is being spread all over the world, more than 200 countries being affected. and India is also. I am going to say something about the mathematical models in medical science first. Why I am orienting my talk like this? Before you try to you should know what is mathematics. What are all the various areas that mathematics can be applied, starting from music to medicine and what not. That's what I am going to stress. There is a possibility in next few years for a bachelor's degree course with mathematics as major and music or medicine, psychology or anthropology as the minor. So such a combination is possible. So we start with a famous quote by a statistician, Fox, but some are useful. So this is the optimistic message that all mathematicians have, that we are trying to model a situation through mathematical techniques. We could be wrong, but they are going to be useful. Some information could be okay. So I am starting with epidemiology. Is the study of epidemic, spread and origin of epidemic. This is a word which you are very familiar these days. The basic tool is differentiation, network science, and operate the theory of transforms and waves. We look at mathematical oncology, the differential equation. We look at the cosmetology. You go to a medical doctor and ask that I want to look like beautiful. He does some cosmetic surgery on your face, and that the mathematical tool used is that of David. We look at the mathematical model is network science, and mathematical tool is network science and theory of fractals. Look at diabetes. This is a disease which affects retina due to diabetes. That has an underlying mathematics fractal. And if you look at Google search engine, mathematical chemistry, etc., such areas, that is full of mathematics, and mathematics has now a total change taking place. Now, I will show you some good paper cutting. The paper cutting here says, IMD, Indian Meteorology Department, new hurricane model helps in containing damage to the most recent cyclone that hit last year through the Orissa coast, and that due to mathematics could limit our Fani toll. The name of the cyclone was Fani, I think last April or something, 2019. The total death was only 6. But how could mathematics do it? So one of the techniques that was used was that of forecasting. For forecasting, especially in atmospheric sciences and climatology, mathematics play a crucial role in forecasting, particularly during cyclones, helping us describe the initial parameters fed into the weather model closer to the actual atmospheric conditions. This helps us better our forecast. It's quite interesting and surprising to tell you that Indian meteorology in predicting cyclones, but not rain. So the parameters which affect rain is different from cyclones. Therefore, if you look at the next slide, you will be quite surprised. This is the fate of Viju Patnaik International Airport in Orissa, just one day after the Fani cyclone hit Orissa coast. This was on May 4, 2019. We could limit the total death to the 6 because when the meteorologists, meteorology means study of atmospheric sciences, observed a trough of low in the southern Indian Ocean more than a week ago, they took the help from Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, and then arranged 5 Indian satellites that kept on watching the system as the normal things. Now, what is the mathematics that we are going to discuss, especially in the epidemiology? It is the graph theory or network science. You know, graph theory originated in 1736 under the effort of Leonhard Euler, who solved the Königsberg bridge problem. Fine. So this is the famous Königsberg bridge problem and the corresponding graph. Let us concentrate here. We are now scared with the pandemic SARS, severe acute respiratory syndrome. COVID-1 was there long ago, and from December 2019 we have COVID-2. If you look at the newspapers and TV channels, especially even our Chief Minister started using mathematical words like contact network, corona clusters, and now recently he can be super spreaders. So global community transmission. Okay, so these are various terms that you now hear in the TV channel, and the non-ordinary layman will feel that these are all medical terms, and I will tell you, my dear mathematics, that these are all basically mathematical terminologies and based on some mathematical models. I am going to discuss in the famous SIR. Before that, how are you going to use mathematics for modeling infectious diseases? Mathematical models can project how infectious diseases progress to show the likely outcome and help inform public health interventions by way of vaccination. If you look at all great pandemics that have taken place in the world, like swine flu, Nipah virus, and then SARS-CoV-1 and SARS, and now SARS-CoV-2, basic assumptions or collected statistics along with mathematics to find parameters for various infectious diseases. The parameter for measles or smallpox need not be the parameter for COVID-2 or 1, and use those parameters to calculate the effects of different interventions and programs that are likely to come up. For all these things, we have a famous SIR model. Again, I repeat, to look at articles or press premise, the basic model still which is used is that of 1927 with fine refinement. The famous SIR model, basically a compartmental model by which you are going to put all the population into 3 compartments. For the number of susceptible individuals, that is individuals who are likely to get the disease. I, the number of infectious individuals, those people who have been already infected, and R, for the number of recovered or removed from this list or people who have been already diseased. So this SIR model, which I repeatedly say is the simplest compartmental model, which uses hardcore differential equations to model this problem. So, as I repeatedly say, all mathematical models may be wrong, but they are going to be useful. And that is the optimism by which all governmental agencies, including WHO and ICMR, is going to help us contain the present pandemic SARS-CoV-2. One point which I would like to stress, my dear students, is why does the government and medical doctors ask us to use masks? The first thing that you should understand is the most frequent infectious diseases in humans and those with highest potential for rapid pandemic spread, and that is precisely taking place in India. Suddenly from 1 lakh, it became 9 lakhs now. For Kerala, suddenly from death 1 to death, the number of patients are increasing day by day. That is mainly because these infectious diseases are usually transmitted via droplets during close proximity interaction. In Malayalam, നമ്മുടെ രോഗികൾ രോഗമുണ്ടാവാൻ സാധ്യതയുള്ള ആൾക്കാരുമായിട്ട് സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോൾ വായിൽ കൂടിയും മൂക്കിൽ കൂടിയും ആവുന്ന ഡ്രോപ്ലെറ്റുകൾ കൂടിയാണ് ഈ അസുഖം പകരുന്നതെന്നുള്ളത് കൊണ്ടാണ് they are advising us to use mask. transmission route അറിഞ്ഞാലും ട്രാൻസ്മിഷൻ സംഭവിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാലുള്ള ഡൈനാമിക് ബിഹേവിയർ, ഡൈനാമിക് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എവർ ചേഞ്ച് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടേയിരിക്കുന്നു, സ്റ്റാറ്റിക് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ പെർമനന്റ് ആയിട്ടിരിക്കുന്ന അവസ്ഥ. So when you have a dynamic pattern of the close proximity interaction, still the problem becomes very difficult. So my advice to my young junior friends is that please use mask or any mechanism which will stop the interaction. That is the only way, using mask and using keeping a social distance. So what has this to do with mathematics? Is the close linkage between epidemiology, the science of study of epidemics, and graph theory or network theory. The network theory is a wonderful exposition to the study of epidemiology. Now this is on the top you see the modeling of the brain, and the down what you see is the present internet model. Now these are the two articles which I wrote in Malayalam. By the way, those who are from Kerala who want my articles in Malayalam, you may please write to me by WhatsApp or email. Okay. Now let me come to this beautiful mathematical object. You can answer this in the chat session. What is this called? Okay, I will come to this. See, mathematics could be seen only with the help of computer science. Thanks to computer science, which came in late 60s, we are able to see mathematics. Earlier we could not see mathematics. Now we have a visual mathematics textbook. Plenty of areas where we are using visual mathematics. So my simple question is, what is this mathematical object called? Or by the way, is it a mathematical object at all? Okay. To inspire you to take up a career in mathematics, I will show you some attractive awards or distinctions that you can get if you choose a career in mathematics. Called Cunard Sciences, but unfortunately there is no Nobel Prize for mathematics, but we have an equivalent Math Nobel medal. I have a question: whose head appears in this medal? You can try to give me the chat box later. So we pay homage to Mariam Mirza Ghani, who was the only woman till 2017 and the only Iranian to get Fields Medal, who passed away on 14th July 2017. We should also be proud to see two Indian names. They are not Indians by birth. Left you see Manjul Bhargava, and on the right you see Akshay Venkatesh, who were awarded mathematics medal in 2014 and 2018 respectively. So there is another well-known prize called Abel Prize. Again, but there is an Indian who got Abel Prize, Professor S.R. Srinivasa Varadhan, who got Abel Prize in 2007. And there is again one woman in this group, Karen Uhlenbeck, a German mathematician who got Abel Prize in 2009. So this is a very good magazine that you can try to download. You have just register, it's free by Asim Press. Okay. If you look at the Wikipedia definition of what is mathematics, which I have already told you that mathematics is not what you see in this Wikipedia information. It is the study of topics such as quantity, structure, space, change. See, when you discuss change, immediately dy by dx comes into picture. Differential equations comes into picture. But there are many mathematics which do not require differential equations at all. There are many branches of mathematics where I am not concerned with numbers, I am not concerned with structure, I am not concerned with space. Still, it is there in mathematics that mathematics is slowly changing its applicability and name. Now let me start with few observations and then I will go to that you can take after becoming BSc or MSc. And also I will tell you where such courses are offered in India. Nowadays we are in the world of online education, and if you Google online mathematics material, so let me start with the simple mathematics that is there in nature. If you observe the number of petals on the flowers, you see that there could be a flower with 1 petal, 2 petal, 3 petal, 8 or 13 or 21. But you rarely find a petal, 6 petal, 10 petals, etc. And as you all know, you are all PhD students and above, this is the application of mathematics in nature under the name of a great mathematician Fibonacci, and this is Fibonacci numbers in nature. Now you see the quiet flow of, say, for example, Chalakudi River, and there is definitely a mathematics behind the quiet flow of rivers. But the mathematics is different. Another thing is famous golden ratio, which is a number, which is an irrational number. Irrational means yukti sahikatavad, against the logic, but still, or against the rationale, but still we need irrational numbers in real number system. Okay, so the golden ratio is the solution of the equation a plus b by a is equal to a by b. If you put a by b, a quadratic equation with 2 solutions, and one is 1 plus root 5 by 2, which is 1.618. Any layman or any even a BSc graduate student may ask, what am I to do with 1.618? If your face should look beautiful, if you want to become a beautiful woman or a boy, your teeth should satisfy this 1.618. Not only teeth, the ratio between length face and breadth-wise face has to be 1.618, which is the golden ratio. There are many structures in the world, or many phenomena within your own human body, which obeys the wonderful number 1.618. So mathematics is very fair. There is no way out to avoid mathematics. Atmospheric sciences, computational neuroscience, e-commerce, entertainment industry, the mathematics that is behind the famous Titanic movie and Bahubali, and the epidemiology that we are facing now. Now, surprisingly, mathematical endoscopy, mathematical model for studying endoscopy, mathematical models for oncology, network science, quantum computation, remote sensing. Now, there is a book on mathematical oncology. So that is the proof. You may ask me, what is the mathematics used in mathematical oncology? Simple differential equations model. So at the BSc level or even at MSc level, if you ask a question, why you are studying differential, people are able to tell you, here I am going to use differential equations. Now you can be really happy to know that differential equations are used even in the mathematics of oncology. You know, oncology is the study of cancer. So this is an article which I wrote in Malayalam about cancer and mathematics. If you want to use GPS in your mobile or in your car, then to find the shortest path home, you are using mathematics called network theory or graph theory. And there is even mathematics in Samosa that this is the lecture which I gave a couple of months back in Calicut. I didn't know that there was a reporter, Malayalam paper reporter in the audience who took my picture, and the beautiful caption that she gave was Samosa ilum Kanakunda. There is mathematics in Samosa also, and Pedi illada Ganitham Padikan Varimunda. There is a way out to understand and study without any fear. If you approach mathematics with fear and scare, you cannot do any mathematics at all. Mathematics will never come to you. But if you instead you love mathematics, definitely mathematics will come to you. It will come to your help, and you can become really great mathematician by starting from your Bachelor of Studies. So this is a famous book of Ramanujan. I cannot forget Ramanujan because this is the 100th death anniversary of Srinivasa Ramanujan. 1920 he passed away. We are in 2020 now. This is P.C. Mahalinov Statistical Institute, and we celebrate his birthday 29th June as National Statistics Day. Okay. Now let me come to more exciting applications of this. If you start reading, I cannot wait till you complete reading. You see first, all wrongly spelled. You can easily read it. If you can read this, you have a strange mind too. Can you read this? The entire paragraph is full of spelling mistakes. Still, we are able to read this. What is the mathematics behind it? And this belongs to a theory which is similar to getting information from Mars. As you know, Mars is 111.27 million kilometers away. Mean radius of the Mars is 3,390 kilometers and the second smallest planet. This Mars travels this much million kilometers away. Still, on the desktop or TV channel, you are able to see a picture of beautiful red planet Mars. How is this possible? This is possible because of the wonderful theory of information propagated by American mathematician Claude Shannon, father of information theory, who using information theoretic tools, basic linear algebra and field theory and number theory, gave birth to two totally independent branches of mathematics called cryptography and coding theory. Cryptography is used in defense signal messaging for transmission of signals from far off places. So the Mangalyaan, which was a prestigious project of Indian Space Research Organization, heavy field theory and linear algebra that you are going to study, that you are studying in your BS. You are also known about Mars Orbiter Mission, MOM, where you use all types of coding theory, algebraic coding theory, this correctness of the pictures that have been sent from Mars. Now, this is another very exciting topic. What has mathematics to do with weather forecasting? All of us laugh at the forecasting of weather, climate change analysis. They may say that there is going to be a rain in Karaikudi or Kerala for next 3 days, and the rain may not be there. But then we laugh at the meteorology department people. That is because of the failure of mathematics. That's what I am going to tell you now. What is the relationship between weather forecasting and weather? Why forecasting fails? That is mainly because we don't have a perfect knowledge of interactions of cloud, rain and wind, and the present huge supercomputers can only execute a finite number of calculations in producing each forecast. And you will see that there is a butterfly effect that you have in the case of basically, which says that flapping of butterflies' wings over Brazil might cause a tornado over Texas, where Texas is at least thousands of miles away from Brazil. That is, very small uncertainty in the beginning can cause you a great danger at the end. So believe me, weather forecasting for even 5 days, even with supercomputers. That is the chaotic nature of our climate, which makes it difficult to predict or forecast the coming of rain for more than 5 days. So if anybody says that there is going to be rain on 20th July, believe me, don't believe that, because you will not be able to forecast rain modulo more than 5 days. So again, an article on mathematics of planet Earth written by me. I am not sure whether I have time, but so I will go to day-to-day use that you find in, if you send a WhatsApp messages, you get a message immediately that both your sending and receiving ends are encrypted. Okay, so there is no loss of privacy if you are going to send a message in either the email or WhatsApp. It's all encrypted. Encrypted means it is difficult to be read other than the actual person. These bank transactions and WhatsApp transactions, the encryption and decryption key is a 128-bit encryption. When I say 128-bit encryption, it would take, what does it mean is, in the same 128 different combinations to break the encryption key. And if you look at 2 raised to 128, it's a very, very, very huge number. You have to try all possible different combinations of that much difficulty. Therefore, what I say is that the transmission of signals or information through your online banking or WhatsApp or email is perfectly alright. It is very secure to some extent. So this branch of sending signals securely is called cryptography. Again, for cryptography, you use linear algebra and number theory. As I said earlier, in most network and internet communication technologies, they are using 128-bit encryption. Just to get a feeling about 128-bit encryption, 3.4 into 10 raised to 38. That is 3.4 into followed by 38 zeros. That much number to break the key. Therefore, to some extent, I say to some extent because there are people who can, and you can break even this key, but a strongest key. Okay, I am not clear about how much time I have. So, I don't know what I should do because I just didn't check the, if somebody, organizers can send me a WhatsApp or message, I can just still manage. So this is about another branch of mathematics called theory of fractals. So I am going to ask the length of a coastal line. Coastal line is not a Euclidean object. It is not a Galilean object. Therefore, Galilean or Euclidean tools cannot be line. What it turns out for mathematicians and physicists is coastal line forms a fractal. Fractal, the word fractal comes from the Latin word fractus, which is broken. And the beautiful picture which I showed in the beginning of my talk is called Mandelbrot set. Just quickly have a look at the biodata or profile of Mandelbrot, who was at the same time professor of economics, professor of engineering, professor of medicine, professor of physiology, and research under IBM, and he got a prize in physics, and all of us consider him as a great mathematician. What is common to all these branches of knowledge is basically the chaos theory or theory of fractals, and at the higher level you may know what is all these things. What is surprising is you can find fractals in nature, the broccoli or your lungs is a fractal, that's what people say, but it has got an unexpected application in the beginning, diabetic retinopathy. That is a disease affecting your retina due to excess diabetes, and the treatment are fractal geometry based tools are used in detecting and treating diabetic retinopathy. Again, a simple question: how does Google Google? The mathematics behind Googling is linear algebra, graph theory, and probability theory. There is a famous PageRank algorithm. Engine able to catch hold of a message or instruction that I am going to ask Google. How to find the number 1? So this is an article which I wrote in Malayalam. Now, look at the Facebook using. So Facebook has 2.45 billion monthly active users in 2019. And the brain behind this Facebook is Mark Zuckerberg, who did this Facebook as an MTech project in Stanford University or somewhere. Fine. Your human brain is more mathematical than biological. So I think I will ask this question because this is a buzzword these days. See, I am traveling to Slovenia to attend a conference. On the day of my return, I got a message from Google saying that my flight to Istanbul is on time and there is no traffic jam on my route from my hotel to the airport, and hence I need leave my hotel only at 11 a.m. This is an actual message which I got last year. My question is, how did Google know about my trip to Slovenia and travel schedule? Fine. So this is, Google is able to do this because of the large gathered data from email and using your Android phone to find your location. It uses Google Map coordinates, GPS, to conclude that you are now in Slovenia and your flight is scheduled at such and such a. And this is a new branch of science called Big Data Analytics, which is the buzzword these days. So how big is big? You know, this much big. Okay. So how huge is big data is really huge, and nowadays you don't have data everywhere. There is no consolidated data, cumulative data available anywhere about anything. That is the actual fact. But how big is ZB? Zettabyte. Zettabyte is like, it is 10 raised to 21 bits. You are familiar with the GB and the MB and EB, terabyte, but this is zettabyte, which is 10 raised to 21. Just to scare you with that number, ZB is the storage required to store high-density movies, which will take a person 24 million years to watch. So big data is really big or huge. How to analyze big data? So that branch of study is called Big Data Analytics. And can Big Data Analytics help us to, is it possible by applying any mathematical model or techniques to predict the occurrence of a disease, or what is the disease that we have in a reasonable time that is going to save many of the patients that are available now? See, if you look at the COVID situation, it takes time to check, test. Number of test kits is very less that is used. So it takes time to understand what is the actual disease causing the death. And by the time the report has come, the patient dies, and that is the situation that is now facing all over the world. So can we apply big data analysis to predict big diseases? We don't know much. So I will need about 10 to 15 minutes only to show you various branches of science. See, what is happening is, all domain of knowledge is going to be interdisciplinary. When I mean interdisciplinary, I mean application of one branch of science. Days have gone where mathematics teachers can sit only in the mathematics department and say that we don't know anything else. Okay, so mathematics students need to know what is happening in physics or chemistry or computer science or even geology or zoology or medicine. So all the domain knowledge domain is highly interdisciplinary. One classic example is social network analysis. So look at the TV channel. This is the buzzword which you find everywhere. Samudya Madhyamam, social network analysis. That involves great lot of mathematics. Combinatorics, I want to count the different species in biotechnology or molecular biology. So you require counting. Basically, combinatorics means counting. Now, study of biology. You may wonder why a mathematics teacher comes and says about biology in a mathematics seminar. The reason is there is more of mathematics in biology than biology itself. Okay, so biology is information science. System biology. You don't have labs in biology labs with the cockroaches, ants and so on. Those days of are gone. biology is basically now system biology, and biology is information science. And I've written an article about brain, which is more mathematical than biological nowadays. So we have a course for students, bioinformatics, which uses biology, computer science, mathematics, information engineering, and statistics, which is available nearby Kerala University in the Center for Bio. There is a branch of mathematics or science called phylogenetics oncogenomics, which involves genomics for cancer, DNA sequencing, computational evolution and system biology, computational chemistry, computer science, topology, chemical graph theory, information retrieval, etc. Digital forensics, science of criminal and civil law, criminal investigation, by National Intelligence Investigation Agency taking place. They would have definitely used ultra-modern digital forensics and other technologies to check where is the actual, who is the actual person involved in, how many people are involved. It is used in drug trafficking, child sex abuse, all these areas, digital forensics is used, especially to detect crime. Defense science. Okay, what is defense and what is defense science? There is a branch of study called defense science. Computer security, cyber security, information technology security, which is used in wireless networks, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, etc. Space science and earth science. Atmospheric sciences course is there in Cochin University. Space science is studied in IISc. I am going to discuss all these studies. And this is an area which is not prominent in India, but abroad, several universities give this course, which is a course which you can study after your BSc Mathematics or MSc Mathematics. Actuarial science. Actuarial science means science of study of risk. For example, I am investing some money in the stock market. What is the prediction that I can make about the possible crash of stock market? Or is there any danger? Is there any insecurity if I am going to deposit money in a share or something like that? That is abroad, which is offering courses in actuarial. Let me take a minute here. I was born in a village close. When I was a student, I was not aware of the various opportunities of a student. I was totally a rural student. But nowadays, there are several opportunities. You may wonder, when I say that, oh, you can do it, you may wonder that, no sir, I cannot do. That is the fear complex. That is the complex that you should remove first from your thought. You too can do it. Okay, definitely you can. If you have an inclination to study those subjects, it is available anywhere in the world. I can very proudly say that quite a few number of students of Cochin University are now studying abroad. Because of the confidence that they have in going abroad, can I tell you that foreign countries are far, far safer than our own country for traveling in the midnight. There is no problem. All facilities are there. Okay, there is no gender bias. You can study and enjoy and come back to India is a wonderful degree. So I will need only 5 minutes to conclude. So the first place, and obviously for me and most of the students who are faculty members of SS College, Chalakudi, Pussat is a wonderful place. Cochin University of Science and Technology. I was a master's student of Pussat in 1980, and I completed my PhD from Pussat in 1986. And I am a faculty of Pussat for the last 32 years. I am now an emeritus professor. Still I teach. Now, the best and the premium institution of the country, which is ranked 170 in the world as per 2019 ranking, and 51 in Asia, and the first 10 among BRICS countries, Britain, Russia, India, Canada, Singapore. Academic ranking of world universities ranks 301 to 400 in the world in 2017. Definitely one of the prestigious institutions where people like you can also go and study various courses available. This is where Energy and Resources Institute, TERI, which is primarily concerned with atmospheric sciences, climate change, renewable energy, biotechnology, and what are the factors that we find in social transformation and so on. Indian Institute of Science, Education Research, ISER. There is an ISER in Trivandrum, there is an ISER in Kolkata, Mohali, Bhopal, Pune. Admission is through tests of competitive nature like KVT, RAI and JEE. Indian Statistical Institute, Bangalore, Kolkata, where there is a very good research program and there is a very good course of study like Bachelor of Statistics, MTech, MStats, available in Bangalore, Calcutta, Chennai, and several sub-centers. But the original Indian Statistical Institute, the first one, which was formed by Mahalanobis, is in Calcutta. And the most fundamental institute in India, most prestigious Data Institute of Fundamental Research. And we should be proud that there are students from Kerala who are faculty members in Data Institute of Fundamental Research, who are doing research in Data Institute of Fundamental Research. Raman Prasad Institute, basically an institute for physics students, but we know physics requires heat and power. There is no escape from mathematics to any knowledge domain, you can believe, whether it is medicine or physics. Indian Institute of Astrophysics is at Bangalore, and they are doing astrophysics and cosmology, and there is an inter-university center for astronomy and astrophysics, Ayuka, in Pune, where some courses are of the city of research. The Institute of Mathematical Sciences, Chennai, which is concentrating, specializing on theoretical physics, mathematics, theoretical computer science, computational biology. Many students from Kerala are studying there. Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, IISc, which focuses mainly on space science, and the first university in Asia solely dedicated to the study of outer space, which is there in Trivandrum. And the Chennai Mathematical Institute, again a prestigious mathematical institute offering BMath, EG programs and research, which is situated again in Chennai. And Kerala School of Mathematics, which is situated at Calicut. And we are going to start admission to PG program through a test of Chennai Mathematical Institute. If everything goes fine, we will be able to start the course for master's program, integrated master's program from this year. ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, and DRDO, Defense Research Development Organization, which are mathematics people as basic scientists. Okay. It's only 1 minute to conclude. I don't know whether I have taken more time than expected by the coordinators and the organizers of this program.
No, sir, it's okay.
Okay, fine. So, this is a list of people whom I adore, I consider great. So, are you getting something as a role model from these people? For accepting in them, I'll be happy if the participants, or those who are hearing my talk, able to tell who are all these things, all these people. I know definitely few answers will come. One is Dr. Mahatma Gandhi and the right is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. We could see Rabindranath Tagore, but others, if all the 15 or 16 photos are correctly identified immediately after my talk, I am going to send them a gift, not after my talk, because you can Google and easily get it. Google is the greatest university for many of us. So, social message we are all shared with the pandemic, and I have already recently explained to you what is mathematics behind this epidemiology. Core mathematics is used in even the number of is going to be used for detecting coronavirus in lakhs and lakhs of people in India. Okay, I repeat, I conclude that the mathematical model is the famous STAR model, susceptible, infectious, and recovered model of its eight viruses. And the coronavirus, like any other virus, keeps on mutating in the sense that the virus broke out in China in December 2019. The basic structure of the virus is totally different from what you see the virus formed in India. The virus in Russia is different. The virus in US is different. Therefore, each country has to have its own research in combating the spread of totally agreed upon it. Use masks wherever you move. I find it pushing many people who just ignore this message of breaking the sign and using the mask. Please do not think that it is a simple one. Not necessary to scare as far as we are concerned, because we have to be very careful about the spread. And all these uses mathematical terminologies and techniques. Okay, my final message is be prouder to be a lover of science. Be prouder to be a lover of science. And all of us agree that mathematics is the tune of our science. So, this is what I want to share. I am open to questions. I don't know whether I will be able to share online or offline, but I have completed my assignment. Let me thank especially the management and principal teachers of SS College, Chalapudi, for inviting me to say whatever I know, little bit I know about.
Sir, we are having some questions from the participants part.
Okay.
Can I ask the questions, sir?
Pardon?
Can I ask the questions?
Yes, yes.
Sir, Anisha Hamid and BP Babu has asked the question, which institutions are best for MSc Data Science? Also, Aisha Bibi is asking whether I can do master in Data Science after doing degree course in mathematics.
It should be possible, but I am not clear about any master's program for data science in India. There is a research program, but only place where it is likely is IIT Madras or Indian Institute of Science. In Cochin University, they are going to start a data science program for MSc. That's what I understand. So if you look at the CUSAT website, you will be able to find at least Computer Science Department of Statistics, offering a course in MTech. So for answer is Indian Institute of Science, IIT Madras Computer Science Department, and Cochin University Data Department. Yes.
So the next question is, Arya Case has asked, which Indian institutes are best for doing research in mathematical oncology?
Yeah, mathematical oncology is a relatively new subject, where even oncology or even cancer itself is not analyzed much. I think it is available in Tata Institute of Fundamental Research Biology Unit, or there is a center for Tata Institute in Bangalore. I think there are facilities for research in oncology, but you should be an expert in both physiology, epidemiology, mathematics, computer science, all these. So my advice is to have an online course on oncology, mathematical oncology, if you are very much interested, before you join that course. Now online courses are offered by great universities all over. Basic, basic idea of what the course looks like. Before that, I would strongly advise you to read the book which is available online. The mathematical oncology, which I have told in my slide. Yes.
Lynette, turn on your
Pujita
video.
wants to know about mathematics.
Lynette, turn on your video.
Yes.
I am not able to see them.
Am I visible?
I can hear you.
It's okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So Pujita wants to know about mathematics in space science, opportunities after BSc mathematics.
Yeah, BSc Mathematics, after BSc Mathematics, one institute which is suggests is IIST, Indian Institute of Space Technology in Trivandrum, where there is a space science course available. I think there is a postgraduate program for space. Indeed, for all these specialized courses, I strongly advise my BSc friends to take an online course or get an information of course, how does the course look like before you jump into joining such courses. Yes.
And then KH has asked, kindly explain more about actuarial science and the subjects included.
Fine. Actuarial science is not popular in Kerala, but there are some institutions in India where, for example, Madras University, where actuarial science is offered as a master's program. Actuarial science basically deals with risk analysis. See, when you invest some money in a stock market or some other form of investment, like say shares and all that, what is the guarantee that, for example, the risk analysis of LIC? How do you admit a person with 65 years or 50 years in the LIC so that the LIC will not be able to spend more money on this person, number one. Number two, when I am investing some money, is it profitable for me to avoid a stock market crash? That requires a lot of probability theory and modeling, statistics also. So that is the content of actuarial science, and I understand that there are course a master's program in actuarial science.
Next, Pravita P5 and Pramita P5 has a similar opportunities on statistics for masters after graduation in mathematics. What are the opportunities we get by getting PG in statistics?
For me to answer, because my university has both MSc Mathematics and MSc Statistics courses. It is up to you, but you will not be, you will not feel dependent when you choose. So there are, for example, data science requires hardcore tools of statistics. So if you take master statistics and try to specialize in data science, which is available in Cochin University, I think that's a good job. So comparing mathematics and statistics is for me. So yeah, we are teaching statistics. Yeah. Tell me.
Yes, you can continue, sir.
If you choose MSc Statistics from Cochin University, there is a special paper on data science, and further with MSc special paper in data science, you can try to specialize again in data science. So MSc Statistics and data science combination is a good choice. But again, it's in Gujarat and MSc Statistics in Gujarat. Yes.
So then Ashwati ji has asked, are there any entrance exams to join these courses, or are they based on a degree marks?
No institution admits students based on your degree mark. Cochin University has common admission test CAT taking place on July 27 and 28. Despite this pandemic, we are going ahead. So also have entrance test. You have to write either JAM, JEE or such test. It is time because of the pandemic, they have all extended the last date, that's what I understand. Better go to their website and get exact details of the last date of application. It's all based on entrance test, that is sure.
Okay, sir. And again, you are asked by Veena Bhagadishi whether which university or institutions are the best for MSc Mathematics. And Stephen Elisa has asked what are the career options after MSc Mathematics. And there are many people who are asking what are the career options after MSc Mathematics. Abhinav, Bishoy,
after MSc Mathematics, I know the part of the student. Best place when you ask me which is the best place, obvious answer will be Cochin University, but that is not the final answer. There are several universities like University and some other universities offering MSc Mathematics, and for example Delhi University is good. There are several private universities also offering courses in MSc Mathematics, but all based on entrance exams. So there are several career opportunities. I have listed most of them. See, even if you take an MSc Mathematics course, it is easy to do research in bioinformatics or biomathematics or computational chemistry. So the basic is mathematics. So when your basics in mathematics is strong, you can decide. It is just like a person getting mud, a good clay modeler, waterer will be able to make good vessels out of clean mud. So your basic mathematics will qualify to be a successful professional.
So again, we have the same type of questions from Bishoy, and he's asking, is it possible to get any job related to mathematics after completing my MSc? And Anaga Mukund has asked, can you say about the chances of getting a job in teaching after post-graduation in mathematics? And more chances of getting job after MSc?
See, after MSc, what can I do? It's a tricky question in Indian context, but there are several institutions in the country which offers a research program in mathematics. It depends on whether you want to become an academician or just choose a job wherever you get. So when you want to become an academician, several institutes you can specialize in various branches of mathematics, and I will be happy to answer email. I think the coordinators know my email, and that can be typed in the chat box. You are free to contact me through email and get whatever simple doubt you have.
Yes, sir. So we are winding up the session, sir. Or there are 2 more questions. Should I say it or we are winding up?
No, you please ask them to read their names so that they will be happy.
So I'm going to ask you, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. So Diya Prakash has asked, how can I get an admission in Indian Statistical Institute for MMath?
Yeah, all the Indian Statistical Institute entrance was scheduled in May, and because of the pandemic being spread in India, they have extended the postponed their entrance test. It's all well advertised. There is a center in Cochin University also for all the programs offered by Indian Statistical Institute, MMath, MStat, BMath, BStat, everything. The test is not over because of this situation. But I don't know whether they have closed applications, that I don't know.
So Sandra is asking, which are the best sites for mathematics students to solve their doubts?
I am not familiar. You mean how to answer some questions, isn't it? I am not very clear. I don't know much.
Okay, sir. One more question, sir. Ash Madhyasir has asked, what about mathematics and machine learning, and where in India can we get the education for that?
Yeah, mathematics and machine learning, we have an MTech program in computer science which specializes in machine learning in Cochin University. And all these IITs and IASC, they have a computer science department where MSc mathematics students can study more on. Machine learning is basically data science. New word for machine learning is data. So MSc data science, MTech is data science specialization. Here MSc mathematics students also can go for MTech computer science in Cochin University. That's one thing. And Indian computer science department, all these places have a course in MTech or MSc mathematics specializing in data science operations.
Sir, Binshoy is asking again, is there any chance for getting a job in ISRO related to mathematics?
Yes, they periodically advertise. for scientists who are qualified MSc mathematics. I think 3 of my students are now big people, big scientists, VSSC. So MSc mathematics students can write their test and qualify for job in area.
Then we have a question from Anisha Hamid. What is the syllabus for cracking entrance examinations in Indian institutes? And there is an interesting question for you. Anjita Shashidhar is asking, what is the syllabus for cracking entrance test in CUSAT?
Okay, the syllabus for entrance test in CUSAT is syllabus. All that we people want to know is how to do applications of mathematics or solving some problems using the techniques that we have already studied. Okay, so the syllabus is just BSc mathematics syllabus, but the questions will be challenging in the sense that there are going to be problems associated with this theoretical stuff. So mostly in BSc syllabus will be the basic syllabus required for all master's program. But test for example, you may know that I don't know whether this year we may be able to have, there is an NDHM scholarship, National Board for Higher Mathematics scholarship for studies in BSc final year and MSc. Usually it is done in August. I don't know what is the situation due to this corona. Scholarship that you can try. All students who are wanting to study MSc mathematics or study.
Okay, sir. With one more question, we'll wind up, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, having more questions to follow. With one more question, we'll wind up.
Okay, let them ask you my.
Rest of the questions they can mail you, right?
Yeah, fine. You please ask the last question.
Fine, sir. Vaibhavi G is asking, which is the best institution to do MSc in mathematics where admission is without any entrance examination?
I don't think there is any good institution to enter without entrance examination because they are going to admit students from various parts of the country. So some sort of normalization is required. Therefore, even Cochin University has an entrance because we have students from Calicut, Kerala, Mahatma Gandhi, Kannur, Kasaragod universities. So we want to normalize, that's why we conduct an entrance test. So there is no institution, very good institution, where you can get admission without entrance test.
So the same person is asking one more question. I think that's a genuine doubt. Which all exams we can write after BSc Mathematics to get jobs in the mathematics field?
After just BSc Mathematics, I am not aware of anywhere where you get a good job. But if you specialize in mathematics from a good institution, as I said earlier, there are very good opportunities in ISRO, DRDO, and several other research centers. So, job there are possibilities, and those who want to join Defense Department, DRDO, there are opportunities. So, I think you have to do post-graduation to get a reasonably good job.
Okay, sir. So I think we can wind up with the questions. And if they have further questions, they can email you.
Yes, definitely.
Right?
You can email your, my email. And, okay, so
Yes,
thank
sir.
you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Can you please?
No, sir. Please. Let me thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir, for this valuable session. I know all the students who have heard your ideas, your session must be very convinced that, see, you have collected so many data within fraction of seconds and you are updated in every branch of mathematics. So, I want all the students who are attending this session to get inspired from Vijay Master. He is a person who is constantly getting each pulses, searching for each pulses in the emerging trends of mathematics. We are posting his email address in our Google Classrooms so that you can contact sir directly for any of your doubts. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for such inspirational and motivational talk. That was really amazing to hear from you all the time. Thank you, sir, from bottom heart and from entire mathematical community of Sacred Heart College. Sir, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, bye.
Yes, we are leaving the meeting. Thank you.